It goes without saying that Ken is one of the best filmmakers of our time.
They are a treasure house of nature's superlatives. 84 million acres of the most stunning landscapes anyone has ever seen.
The bridge was half again as big as any built before it. Its 2 stone towers were taller than any structure on either shore.
He often serves as the director, producer, co-writer, chief cinematographer, music director, and executive producer for his films.
And I'm now working on 6 projects. One is an update of our baseball series called The 10th Inning. Our previous series that came out in 1994 had 9 episodes, and each one of those episodes was called an inning. And we're updating it, dealing, as I felt, that baseball was a precise mirror not only of this game, but of American society. So we have to deal with the strike and issues of money and steroid use, which is the great scandal of baseball right now, as well as the great accomplishments between the lines on the field. And that will be out this fall. We're also working on a history of Prohibition. And then we're finally doing a history of Vietnam to complement our Civil War and our World War II pieces. And that's what I'm doing in the next 10 years. What are you doing? Yes?
Have you ever been criticized by historians or critics by misrepresenting history?
Most of the criticism from a historical community comes from an academic community that has, for more than 50 years, been opposed to what's called narrative history, that is, telling a story.
How do you think you became more successful over all those other filmmakers who graduated from the same school, had the same training, and had the same drive?
That's a good question. I think hard work has to do with it. I think some old truths or words that are more 19th century words and not 20th or 21st century words that have to do with sincerity. You know, I actually love what I was doing.
I don't know, baseball especially. My brother used to watch that on PBS when it'd come on late at night before, like, after homework and just everything. Well, sometimes not doing homework instead, but yeah, it means a lot because I've just pretty much grown up watching his films with my dad and my brother, and my dad's a filmmaker.
You know, his determination and spirit kind of influenced me in a way. I don't know if it didn't influence me in like cinematic ways, but I kind of felt his enthusiasm in achieving what you can in life.
Mainly inspired by the fact that he had such an academic interest in history, and that translated into an art. For me, that's the most interesting aspect of what he was talking about. That he just didn't want to just be an artist, but that it came from an interest in our country and our history and race and all of that.
It's very inspiring to me as a young filmmaker, so it's really awesome to see him in person. I, in fact, just made sort of a montage documentary about theater, graduating seniors in our theater class, and I was using his Ken Burns effect throughout the entire thing. So it's really neat to actually see him in real life.
You can learn tons of stuff from somebody like that. So just to hear him speak and hear his ideas and how he came to be successful and what influences him to make these movies and what he puts in and what he doesn't was a big thing.
A really big opportunity just to hear really wise words in the way of where he comes from as far as a professional life goes.